Hello, guys. Happy new month. This is 1st November, a week one. Sometimes our politicians sometimes they try to reveal the truth because when the labor union they are crying, shouting, protesting, it be like say maybe they are drunk. Today, one of their comrades, Senator Shomole, who is the one-time president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, not just president, active, vibrant. He closed down Niger. Many people know Adams Oshomola because of that, his action. But this present Labour Congress president, even when they divide Adams Oshomola into 10, one, the guy never reach. Is it intelligent or the way he follow things? Let me show you. Nigerian workers poorer than before Adams Oshomole. The senator representing Edo North is now a senator. Adams Oshomole stated that on Wednesday that Nigerian workers today are significantly poorer than previous generations. Oshomole stated this during a lecture for members of the Executive Intelligence Management Course 17 at the National Institute of Security Studies in Abuja. He noted that the widely discussed 70,000 minimum wage is equivalent to just $42. $42. A dollar. I mean, I did that kind for US and I use and go buy bread class. When converted to dollars, a sharp decline compared to the past. He said when the minimum wage in Nigeria was established under President Shagari around 1981, it was about 125 naira, which was equivalent to around $160 when naira was naira. When the too much devaluation, because when they listen to World Bank and the IMF deceiving them, because as far as I'm concerned, they are deceiving them to continue to devalue naira instead of tackling corruption, those hoarding the money, instead of putting it into public use for development, and though they will be hoarding it, then the IMF and others seeing the money abroad, because all the money they are putting it in the bank abroad, seeing the money the way it's coming in, continue to advise them to devalue. Naira don't turn to something else. When naira was naira, minimum wage was 125, equivalent to $160. Then a month. Today, despite a 100% increase, achieved by labor last year, the current exchange rate reduces this 70,000 to just $42. So if you divide 70,000 by 1,650, it gives you $42. This shows that working people are much poorer now than we were many years ago. This income devaluation, thank you, this is a very strategic point. This income devaluation affects the quality of life and everything else. I don't know where the IMF and World Bank they get their own intelligence. From nowhere, they will enter a country and give wrong advice. It's becoming too bad. And when they say the hardship was by the internet, not the advice, they are denying the advice. When you are not sure, why are you giving the advice? Because they call it international monetary. It's not a must to take that advice. A working government should not take any advice. Okay? Oshomole stressed that the government and wealthier states should pay more than the current minimum wage, reflecting on his time as president of the Nigeria Labour Congress. He recalled pushing for Lagos to raise its minimum wage beyond 5,000, which, if you are following my comment, I try to compare Lagos, Abia, and Port Harcourt, that's in River State, and the need for Lagos to pay higher and River State to pay higher. Somebody in Abia taking 70 will be very, very comfortable than somebody in Lagos taking 100,000. So I think you are getting my point now. So even when we are coming up, there is a little sense. You don't need everything to be told. You have to think and see what is going on. You will see the reason to throw more light on something. You can even advise a government, if only they will hear. He said a serious employer should not be paying the minimum wage. They should pay more. Major employers like the civil service should not pay just the minimum wage. I expect the federal government will, over time, adjust its minimum wage. Will I just remarrow there because it's part of them. When I was the NLC president, we agreed that oil producing states like Delta, Bayelsa, River, Akwa Ibom, and Lagos, which have significant revenue, should pay no less than 7,000, the same as the federal rate. You see, interestingly, when we pursued this, the current president was the governor of Lagos State. He showed me all the books and said he couldn't afford it, but I had to push him. We organized strike to make sure that all necessary funds were used for salaries, even if it meant sacrificing other projects. This is when the president of the NLC was the president of the NLC. Now we don't know. My job then was not to sympathize with the employers. It was to ensure workers to get their due. Primary purpose. Shomol also called for the expansion of minimum wage laws to cover domestic staff and other employees through amendment. He stated, if you look at the law in Nigeria, which I hope we can amend soon, although the federal government and the states have agreed on a 70 minimum wage, some employers still pay less, as the law only applies to enterprise with around 25 to 50 employees. But in today's economy, a small ICT company with only 10 staff can still generate significant turnover. So the old employee number criteria are outdated. He added that wages in other countries, such as California, may be driving the Jabba syndrome. But in today's economy, the Jabba syndrome, if you know what in the Jabba, you will understand. According to unskilled, could earn as much as $2,560 a month in California. This is the primary cause of Jabba. One thing about Adams Oshomole is a man that everybody respects, even when there is some mistake, because we know his political agenda. He knows the truth. And now he's saying the truth. And thank God for today. Because even when you are running away from the truth, one day the truth must be told. So all these things, we should not be listening to IMF, World Bank, they are talking. You are in London, they are talking shit. And the government will say, okay, let it be like this hardship today. They are listening to what IMF is. It should not be so. If they can treat corruption in the land, put some law working, not like in one country now they say everybody, all the expatriate, either in Kuwait, expatriate should have only one car. One. In Philippines, something good. In Singapore, there are some laws that, you know, even the political elite, the law will touch them. They will know, yes, that this is the this and this is the that. They will know that, yes, that work is coming. Thank you. I want to see your comment, in the comment box.